I want to talk to you about some things that I think you should consider before temporarily closing your business. Now, I want to be really clear here. I am not encouraging you to close your business. I'm not encouraging you not to close your business. I've just been having so many conversations with people all this week. I don't even know how many, both on the phone and in Messenger. And I really want to be sharing some really good information. Now, stay tuned. I will be having a link to the group. It's actually jumpconsulting.net/survival. If you want more information like this from financial experts, from lawyers, from HR consultants, from systems people, from all kinds of people collaborating all together. If you have not joined that group already, please do. And I also am wanting to share this out, so you can either help me share it myself. Let's see, share to my story, or you can help me share too. So forgive me for a minute. This is going to be a very important one. So I really want to make sure that everybody is able to see this, hear this, and tune in. We're going to talk a lot today, and I'm just trying to share this out right now. We're going to talk a lot about what we need to consider. And I've got 4 things here. I'm going to try to keep this short, sweet, and concise, but this also is going to apply to any business. It doesn't matter if you're part of the pet industry or you're a part of some other industry, okay? These are things that I have been learning even as we've been going. And a lot of you have been saying how much you've enjoyed that we're coming out here forwarding all this information to you. So kind of consider, I've got 4 major things. I've got your area, your staff, your messaging, and close. Those are the 4 little post-its I have, because if you guys know me, I always have post-its. All right, so your area, you guys, everybody is different. So I don't want any shaming or judgment to anyone who says that they just need to close or that they're going to stay open. And I'm starting to see a lot of cattiness going on out there, and it is not our duty to judge anyone for staying open or for talking to their employees, talking to their community, saying that they need X amount of dollars to stay open and they want to stay open. I'm starting to hear a little bit of judgment on that, and guys, I want to encourage you to stop it right now, because it's not your business, it's not your livelihood, and it's not your business. It's not your business to be doing that. What's up, guys? Let's see. So first, I want you to consider your area. There are some places like the Northeast, like parts of Chicago, like parts of Silicon Valley and Seattle, that are getting hit really, really hard. San Francisco, and they're not going to be the same as you know, the podunk town of Arkansas or Idaho or somewhere else like in the middle of the country, okay? That's not as dense, okay? And so we got to be really careful about making judgment calls because we see someone doing something online or we feel like guilty or something. I want you to really consider your area. I also want you to consider, hi Sue, if there's a shelter in order. There's a lot of cities that are starting to put shelters in places. And shelter is when your city basically tells you stay home except for non-essential items, which would be pharmacy, grocery store. They actually put the tool store, like like if you need tool, like Ace Hardware kind of thing. And obviously the doctors and things like that. So I want you to consider if you actually have a shelter in place, because if you have a shelter in place, this kind of changes the whole thing for your business. If you're in the mastermind a couple weeks ago, even 2 weeks ago, it feels like a year ago, we asked our HR consultant, hey, can this be something that if someone were to contract COVID-19, the coronavirus, while working as a pet sitter or dog walker, does that mean that they could get workman's comp? And at the time she said no. And I hear that answer has been changing a little bit, because if you have a shelter in place and you still require people to go out there, whether they agree to it or not, it could still be a workman's comp claim, which could technically mean that 30% of your lung capacity, I've been hearing, could be diminished for the rest of your life. And that's like long-term disability. And yes, we do have insurance and stuff, but of course we don't want anybody to ever have that, right? We don't want to be putting our workers in that spot because they need a buck, right? because there's other alternatives. And this might end up being a strategic move for you, but I'm going to get to that. So kind of actually rolling into that is if you are one of the ones that actually have staff. What's up, Bruce? I know you guys are getting hit with this too, Emily and Mike. So if you have staff, there are 3 things that I really think that you can do. There's furlough, which means that I've been learning a lot about this stuff, you guys. Furlough, number 1, it means that they still stay on your books and they're still eligible for PTO, or even like the act that just happened, the Corona Families Act. Guys, forgive me if I misspeak, okay? And fact check everything. This is so much information that's coming through, but I'm just trying to give you a generalization and be a light in this darkness, okay? I'm trying to give you things to go research on your own and think even more about. So number 1 out of the 3 things you could do with your staff is, 1 is furlough. It means they stay on your books. They're not actually fired. They can't get unemployment, and that they also can do their PTO, and you also still have to be paying into all of their benefits. Okay, that might work for some companies. It might not work for other companies. The second one is a layoff, and I think we kind of all know what that is. Go to the unemployment office and get money. Now, with that unemployment, it also means that they only get like 60% of their paycheck. So yes, they're getting money, but how much money, right? The third one I'm going to say is nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm going to put that under the umbrella of, there are some companies out there that I know that are very cash positive, and they're very seldom. They're very few in between. I'm finding out just how many there are out there, and there's not that many. And it's for whatever reason, it's just the case right now. But some of them are able to help their staff, give them loans. If you do, make sure that they know it's loans. Give them salary. Give them bursts of salary now. Of course, that's a gamble too, though, because we all don't know how long this is going to be. So then this rolls off to the third thing. So I already talked about consider where your area is and if there's a shelter order in place. There's a lot of you guys joining. The second thing is consider what you can be doing with your staff. The third thing is messaging. So you guys, no matter where you are in this entire process, I want you to be talking to your community. I want you to be talking your internal and your external communications. The worst thing that you can do as a leader right now is not stand up and talk. And I don't want you to just be talking out of your, you know what, but I want you to be honest with people. I want you to be honest about the situation. If you don't know, say you don't know, but definitely keep everybody abroad about what your situation is. Now, I've seen a lot of people say, we're closing our business. And that's the worst thing that you can do. If you're going to be closing temporarily, use the word temporarily closing. Okay, guys, that's so super duper important. I can't stress it enough. And to also say something like, and we're going to reevaluate it at this date and this time, and we're going to come back to you. So now you're actually offering up like, and this is when your next expectation can be. This is what we're going to be doing. This is why we're closing if you're closing, okay? It's nothing to be ashamed of or bashful. And again, like I said at the beginning, there should be no judgment about this because everybody is in a different situation, yet we're all in this together. And so these messages should be going out on email to your clients, but you also should be putting these messages on your social. So if you're active on Facebook and Instagram, I want to see that there. I don't want to just see you walking dogs all day long. I want to know about how this is affecting your business. And I want you to stand up as a leader. This is the time to really be marketing, because you guys, something's going to happen. The bottom's going to fall out. People are going to need your services again. And it's going to be really important. What's up, Jenny? Hi, Jessica. Hi, April. Hi, Maureen. Thank you for joining, you guys. So I'm trying to give you some considerations, and I'm just going to keep backtracking here. I start off by telling everyone this is a no judgment zone. Everybody has to do what they need to do to survive, okay? And I've started to see a lot of cattiness online where people are saying, I can't believe you've asked your people for money. That's so whatever. And stop it right now. And I've also seen other people shame people because they've decided to close their shop temporarily. And when I say shop, it's pet sitting, dog walking businesses, or maybe it's a pizza shop, because I know there's some pizza businesses here. And listen, guys, we just need to support each other right now. There's no room for judgment. Everyone's in a different thing. The second consideration was your staff, the furlough, the layoff, or do nothing, or give them loans or pay them ahead or just put everything on pause, or hey, it's just a week, I don't have any work for you, you know? So that's a very strategic thing. But I also talked about shelter, and the thing that's happening is the minute that your area is on a shelter alert or whatever you want to call it, that's when the game starts changing. That's when you have to have those specific conversations with your lawyer, and you have to understand what this impact could mean for your business. By you saying, I don't care about the shelter order, I'm still sending my sitters out there. And then if God forbid they contract it, and what that means liability wise for you. These are conversations, these are considerations that you need to be having with your team and professionals. If you don't have that team and professionals, a good start would be the pop-up group that I'm starting. Go to jumpconsulting.net/survival. It's only $29 for 2 weeks. I'm packing it with lawyers, financial people, HR people, and a whole slew of other people as well. Okay. Now, the last thing is, if you do have to close, I want to talk to all of you people that are considering closing or have closed. My heart goes out to you. It really does. I know that this is your blood, sweat, and tears, because it's mine too. And you will reopen. Shoot, I didn't want to do this. But I want to encourage you that while you're in this time, I don't want your mind to get mush. I don't want your spirit to get down. I don't want you to go hide in a cave. And I'm actually all for that for like a day. But then I need you to be a leader. I need you to get up. And I need you to start working on your SOPs. I need you to start working on your onboarding process for employees when you're ready to start getting people on again. I need you to start working on your marketing and what that's going to look like the rest of the year. And I want you to get so ridiculously tuned into your numbers so that you know exactly what you can do. Shoot, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm sorry, you guys. I want you to sharpen that sword, that proverbial sword. I want you to listen to experts, to good people. I want you listening to audiobooks. Go out for a walk and do an audiobook and learn about creating good habits, create about morning routines, sweat every single day, even if it's just 15 minutes. Do something to work out your brain. Do something to make yourself feel good, whether it's cleaning out a closet or the garage or the basement or whatever it might be. I want you to be useful to your life. I want you to still have daily goals. I still want you to have things that you want to work on, because it's only going to fill your soul. It's going to still make you feel accomplished. And it's going to help with a lot of the stress, you guys. I want you to know that you're not in this alone, that we're all in this together, and we're all making decisions and the tough decisions to survive. Now, closing also isn't a bad thing. I talked to a fantastic owner the other night, and I was just so proud of her. Told her I loved her, and I'm so proud of her. She basically took her 40 plus employees and just knocked it all down to nothing. And she's got a couple of different avenues of her business. It's not just dog walking. There's also some other things. And she also has a brick and mortar. And, you know, she's using this to kind of press the reset button, because when she hires people back on, she now knows even more the type of people that she wants. And she will. She's going to hire people back on. But she's doing all the work, and that might be like the very last step, like you furlough or you lay off everyone, and maybe it's just you taking on what you can as yourself, back to the good old days when it's just you building your business by yourself. It's okay. There's no shame in that game, you guys. There's no shame in that game. We all have tough decisions to make, and I want you to know more than anything that I'm here for you. I'm celebrating with you. I'm crying with you. And I'm doing everything I possibly know how just to give you as much information so that you guys can make the best decisions for your business. But these are the considerations: your area and what your local government's doing, your staff, if you have staff, and how many staff, and what that looks like from a financial standpoint. Your messaging, you have to keep messaging, whether you're open, whether you're closed, whatever you're doing. The public wants to know what's going on with you. And for gosh sakes, guys, we have puppies and kitties. We have like the most beautiful thing to share about and talk about. And if you don't want to get online, get a cat, get a dog, cat or dog with you, and go live and just be real, guys. Look at me. Like, my daughter's occupational therapist is in the other room. I said, I'm going to go live, because I was actually getting dressed today because I refuse to stay in my pajamas, especially during this. My depression will come back if that happens. I know a lot of you guys are fighting that. I got a message yesterday from someone who said, that they were thinking about hitting the bottle again, and their sobriety, they had been sober for 2 or 3 years already. I got a message from another coaching friend of mine who literally had to talk someone out of suicide yesterday. People are hurting. You're not the only one, and I'm not the only one. Send a couple messages a day to someone, just checking up on you, seeing how you're doing. Guys, it's time for love right now, not judgment. It's time for fact and faith and not fear. And I just want to encourage you so much. Be a leader. Be a leader the best way that you know how, because you have no idea how many people are watching you, and you have no idea how many people will thank you for it. You guys, these are some considerations that I just wanted to throw out there. I wish that there were more people stepping up in our industry. I honestly, I challenge you right now, if any of you are watching this, I challenge you, if you really are a coach or an organization or an association or whatever it is that you do, get up and help people. I can't do all this on my own. Like, I want other people in our industry to stand up and help. Let's do this together. Let's do this together, not just in the happy times, but in the bad times. I love you. You all know how to get me. When life gets you down, always keep jumping. Bye.